What is up, people on my phone? Once again, I am here to impart my ancient Chinese wisdoms upon you that I got from deep within the Orient, where I'm not from and have never been. I've just been thinking a lot about how to stop resenting women for your own failings or bad judgment with them. I was talking to my neighbor earlier, and she was kind of talking about having a chip on her shoulder about men, and I was thinking, I've spent a long time, I was like a fat kid when I was growing up, never really understood women, always wanted them to like me, but they didn't, and I got so mad and resentful and blamed everyone but myself. Then I lost some weight, and girls liked me all of a sudden, and that just made things worse because it's like I'm still, resentful and think that they don't like me for me and all this stuff. But point being is, like, it's a very hard thing to accept that you do have autonomy over some degree of what happens to you. Like, going out through life like, oh, all women are just grody now. They're all, trying to go after Chad, Thunder, whatever. Making it this thing where it's just like, oh, woe is me. All these girls don't like me because they don't understand how based I am, and how I secretly have all these like great desirable traits that no one seems to be able to see. And that isn't to say that like being a dude, it's pretty easy to be completely unnoticed as a man, but I think that it's like a waste of time to be super upset about that. You shouldn't expect people to just give you attention or to just like validate and want you just cause. It's like thinking that you're gonna walk into a job and like the boss is just gonna like your CEO is gonna come down from the top floor and just immediately shake your hand and be like, dude, you're so awesome. Do you want $100,000 right now in cash? I love you so much. Please give me a smoochie. And then like they try and kiss you or whatever. But the point being is like so much of the resentment of chicks that I see, I hit my pathos, that I see in other people and I've seen in myself comes from a lack of willingness to say, well, maybe I need to work on myself. Or the big one that nobody wants to accept is maybe I need to be more realistic about my standards. And, if you're 300 pounds and all you do is play World of Warcraft all day, this guy, and you don't brush your teeth, you don't really focus on your career, you don't have any cool hobbies, and you're not, taking care of yourself and those around you, girls don't like that. And if they do, you're setting yourself up for someone who is going to be a problem in your life. It's like the most offensive, terrible position you can ever get in to yourself is to have some chick who's like humoring your mediocrity. It'll make you hate her and yourself, in my opinion, and my general experience. It's one thing to be there through someone, with someone through a hard time, but a lot of the times it's like, and this is speaking from personal experience, it's like people will just allow themselves to be totally mediocre, but like expect people to just see the virtue in them for no reason. And that isn't, to say like, oh, like it's all your fault if girls don't like you or whatever. But trying to be super realistic about like where you're at and what your value is in the like dating marketplace or whatever you want to call it is something that I just don't see a lot of. And I think that it's like, if you're like jacking off all the time and have never had a successful relationship and have only seen kind of the worst parts of women that are constantly put on display as like this sort of like gender war thing that's been going on, it's pretty easy to grow resentful of something that's not even necessarily real. Like I get getting on like, Mongolian basket weaving forums and like, schizo posting on Discord and, Terraria and like being like, I don't need a girl, I have Warzone or whatever it is. But, the secret to not being miserable in the relationship journey is to have realistic expectations and standards of what you need and deserve in a partner, and to also be willing to be pretty self-critical. Because I think that the whole accept yourself as you are thing is stupid and not good for you. That is, I think it's important to accept like fundamental personality traits and not spend your whole life trying to change who you are in some grand sense. But like, don't accept stuff that makes you feel like a loser. Like, if you don't have a job and you're 30 living with your parents, it's like, don't sit around beating yourself up about it all day, because that doesn't get you anywhere. But at the same time, don't just think, well, I'm just perfect the way I am, because you're clearly not, or it wouldn't be causing you so much discomfort. Same thing with women. It's like, if you're like, oh, I just need to find a girl who accepts me exactly how I am. No one's accepted you yet. It's like, I hate to break it to you, but they tend to not just fall out of the sky and giving some kind of mediocre advice like, oh, the right one will come whenever you quit looking. All that means is that whenever you get your shit together and quit spending so much time worrying about what you don't have and focus on what you can get, things will come to you. Hopefully this doesn't sound too harsh, but I just think it's important for, to not lie to the homies. I want you guys to do well and be happy and find women, men, whatever it may be, that mean something to you and are good to you in a way beyond some short-term little physical altercation, which is like what everybody has now. I would probably avoid those like the plague if I were you. If you think going out and getting laid is going to make you happy, I've got bad news, friend. And even if it does, it will be at the expense of the other person. And if you have any kind of a conscience, that'll weigh on you at some point. Anyways, I am just gonna not edit this at all and post it as it is. I like to share this part of the video, where I just like break the fourth wall super hard. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and hope that this helped at all and was not just a little 7-minute schizo ramble like it probably is. Have a good night, is what I meant to say. Bye.